Hello there, and welcome to another well, I guess it's not really a sneak peek, is it? It's just a guide to Dr. Kevorkian. Wait, no, not Kevorkian. Well, that's a very different kind of doctor. Dr. Kavan. Also, I apologize. Sorry. Dr. Kavan. If you haven't noticed already from the looks of the stats on the screen, is actually a medic hero. So here's his level 1 stats, obviously. Pretty straightforward. He walks at a moderate speed. He stays close to things. Your troops, not the target. So it's nice. He stands, you know, where a normal medic would. And his hero perk is Galvanizing Presence. Now, what Galvanizing Presence, holy smoke, that's going to be a tough one to say over and over, does is prevents damage from being done to your troops while they're being healed by Dr. K. So, hey, I figure if the other side gets Dr. T, we get Dr. K. It only seems fair. So, kind of like Mega Crab last time around with the Super Soldier medics, where while the medics healed your troops, they also dropped like speed on them. In this case, Dr. K, while he's healing him, he drops angel dust on them, so they feel no pain. So, don't do drugs. So, yeah, basically, as he levels up, the amount of damage they take from surrounding defenses is reduced up to a maximum of, I believe it's 10% at level 18, which is Dr. K's max level. I hope anyways. If I'm off, I apologize. Now here's the crazy thing. At max level, as you can see, not only does he have 2,000 hit points, but he does 70 healing per second. And that's just him! That's like 2 and a third medic, but like, let's not really get into this too carefully. But it's the 10% damage reduction that's absolutely insane. Like, I'm looking forward. You're gonna love this guy, and I mean love him. So we're gonna start off with his first ability, which is the Crystal Critters. As you can see, they're like normal critters. The only difference is they're invincible. Oh yeah, also they only last for 15 seconds, and also they heal your troops the same as a medic would. They do 30 heal per second per critter, which means if you're dropping 12 critters, it's like dropping 2 boats of medics, almost. If you include Dr. K, it really is like having 2 boats of medics, but only for 15 seconds. So, very crazy. Then you've got Ice Shields, and basically what Ice Shields do is prevent all damage. That's right, all damage from your troops up to a certain amount, and for obviously a certain time duration. So at max level, the Ice Shields will protect your troops for 10 seconds from... And I'm not 100% sure with the shield hit points, because it is definitely not a direct 1-to-1 ratio, but 460 shields, which is not to be confused with 460 hit points, because they can take a shot from a boom cannon and live, and we're gonna get to that. I got some gameplay here to show you. Now the last one is the one that's really interesting, Second Wind. And Second Wind is exactly what it sounds like. It brings your troops back from the dead. No, not zombie troops. Well, not even your actual troops. They're kind of like purple ghosts. But before we get into Lord of the Rings there, the point is, this ability, as you increase it, you get more housing space revived. So the way the ability works is it is based on the... I guess, the housing space, or the capacity space of the troops. So at max level 5, it can bring back 16 troops, which means, if I do my math right here, and we know I'm not good with math, this means you can bring back 2 tanks, 16 riflemen, 8 Zookas, or 3 Grens? Or sorry, 3 of the medics, and 4 Grens. Or 3 Grens. 4 Grens. 3 Grens. 4, 3, 4, 4, 4. Some number of Grens. So I'm kicking off first with the crystal critters, just because I wanted to show you. Now, the crystal critters, because they're kind of healing, they stay in your troops. They're not going to run up ahead of your troops and attract the fire like they normally would. However, if they happen to hit a mine or get hit with splash damage from different troops, that's totally cool. It doesn't matter, because they keep rolling on through. Because they're invincible. I know, it's crazy. Excuse me, it is an early morning and I haven't even had my morning coffee yet. So, so many things. As you can see here, I am trying out my new favorite strategy, which is the AT, also known as All Tank. That's right, AT, I'm going to make it a thing. If it's not a thing already, it will be, because you can now do AT with this crazy hero. That's how ridiculously powerful tanks are. And to be honest, I really do not suggest going AT, just because it would cost a mountain of energy just to land your troops. Like, it would cost you a fortune. It's ridiculous. However, if you toss critters carefully and you know you were really safe, maybe it's doable. Now, also, that all being said, I do need to throw out the disclaimer: things might look a little weird and you might see some strange things, because this is the dev build. This isn't normal Boom Beach. This is just kind of, you know, where we can get a quick look at things like this. So, next up on this base, testing out the ice shield, if I recall correctly. So we got 2 max level boom cannons. Now there's no ice on those bad boys, but as you can see, that lead tank just took 2 direct shots from boom cannons and just kept rolling. Like, it really does reduce the it protects the troops quite a bit. And what's really interesting is the troops that are being protected, they have to fall into that circle. You can see it there around Dr. K, but they get a little bubble, I guess, so that you know that troop is protected. And then they individually lose the bubbles, so you can kind of figure out, like, oh hey, these troops are protected over here, I need to throw a med kit over here though because these ones aren't, or I need to shock this because it's going to hit those. And you get a bit of a visual, which is kind of nice. It took me a couple of times playing around with it before I realized, oh hey, they're bubble boys now, or bubble tanks I guess technically, but we're not going to get into that. Now, Here comes the really fun one, and this is kind of crazy, because as you're going to see, it does bring back the tanks. You do not get an actual tank back. What you get, that's the effect of a couple I guess unprotected tanks getting whacked. Now you can see the purple tanks; those are my tanks coming back. You can also see riflemen showing up, and what happens is, if you have no troops to revive, riflemen get spawned instead. So your troops come back with full health. They come back where you kicked off the ability. They spawn based on their distance from the hero, the most recent troop to die will spawn first, but if you have a whole bunch die at the same time, it seems to be whatever's closest to the hero will spawn first. So this ability has a lot of interesting things going on with it. Obviously, at the end of the attack, you do lose those troops. You don't get those purple tanks back. You still gotta wait for your troop refresh. But what you do get, for the attack at least, is 2 of your tanks back, or 4 of your tanks, or however many you decide to revive, or your riflemen, or your Zookas, or your warriors, or, you know... The only thing is, because the cap housing is at 16 currently with his abilities, you cannot bring a Scorcher back. You know, like, if you're kind of in this weird middle ground where, say, you've got Cryoneers, and you're trying to bring back 3 Cryoneers, you can only get 2, you know how it goes. But very cool ability. I don't know if it's really gonna be that useful, say, on the op side of things, where, you know, you're gonna be bringing back your Zookas. Like, if you're doing a Zooka core rush, you suddenly bring back a bunch of Zookas that got whacked by a machine gun, and they can help you blow up the core. Maybe, I don't know, I feel like the shield might be more useful for that sort of scenario, or, you know, the crazy invincible healing critters, but time will tell, man. I really didn't think Sparky would be as amazing as she is in Ops, and then people got a hold of that remote control and just did amazing things, so it'll be fun. Anyways, guys, this is the new hero, Dr. K. Thanks very much for watching. Hopefully this has been helpful, hopefully it's been entertaining, and above all else, hopefully you guys have a fantastic day.